football lovers. Welcome to another episode of Ball Chat Podcast. I am Benton Lawson, one of your hosts, a part of the Ball Chat family. Come on, Junior, how you guys doing? You guys enjoying the international break Sunday?
Boy, I'm missing football. I'm really, really missing football.
What, international break football is not good enough? Come on.
No, boring.
Lively up yourself. Come on, Junior, family, how you doing?
Why I feel like I'm in a revolving door. I feel like I'm just not here or there. I'm rotating. I don't have a standard direction.
Whatever that means. Football family, welcome to another episode of Ball Chat Podcast, where we review the week's major news in the world of football, international break. It was all about international break this week, so we're going to discuss some major games that occurred during this international break. We'll discuss Portugal versus France. We'll talk about England versus Belgium in the UEFA Nations League. We'll also have Yard Ballas coming up later on in the show as we highlight and update on Jamaican players playing their trade in different leagues overseas. But we'll start off in Riyadh, where the Reggae Boys played Saudi Arabia, or is it the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia? In Reggae Boys lost the game 3-0. If you're following us on Ball Chat YouTube page, Ball Chat Facebook page, or Periscope, you can join the discussion. Send on your comments or questions. Let's get to it, family. Let's kick it off as we head to Ball Chat, discuss the Reggae Boys in Riyadh, playing Saudi Arabia in Riyadh. The game ended 3-0. Come on, and Junior, your thoughts on the overall display. Jamaica hasn't played since March of this year. They played Bermuda. They defeated Bermuda in that last encounter, and Saudi Arabia hasn't played since late last year. Your assessment of that performance? Come on.
Junior, go on first.
You want to be all right? For me, honestly, I don't know what are we trying to assess. Are we trying to say, can Jamaica go to the World Cup based on his performance? Are we trying to say what is the metrics? Like that's my question. I personally am happy that Jamaica at least played a practice game. And my assessment of the team is individually there is some talent. Individually, you see something that is there that given the right direction, and I see pieces to the puzzle. I don't see pieces connecting though, but I see pieces to a 500-piece puzzle. And how long do you have to put that puzzle together? Every day it gets shorter and shorter. So in a roundabout way, I am happy to watch my team play, but I really don't have any judgment for the game.
You don't have any assessment. Come on. Prior to the game itself, in the pre-match interview with Ian Burnett of the Observer, Coach Theodore Tappa Whitmore alluded to just having 14 players available, including a goalkeeper. Of course, he said he was focusing on the positive. There were a lot of negatives. Of course, there were a lot of positive or a few positive COVID tests. Let's focus your thoughts on the game itself. I mean, it was just good to see the boys back on the grass playing football again?
Yes and no. I mean, I understand what Junior is saying, but Junior, it's like a revolving door. And at what point do we get the pieces to start fitting? I mean, at what point do we get Tapper's core players? Because World Cup qualifications are around the corner. I mean, is he going to continuously experiment? I was a little bit surprised that a couple players dropped out, but yet the USL players who have been playing football, who you would think would be fit, like a Kenarda Forbes, a Scarlett, a Nico, a Nico Brett, a Dane Kelly, right? I mean, like, wouldn't they have been better, pieces to bring, because they are fit, they've been playing, and we all know even Dan Kelly is old, he's a proven goal scorer. If we're trying to to keep the ranking where it's supposed to be or where we want it to be. Because with this loss, I mean, I think we dropped from 50. So, so it's like, I don't understand what Tapa is doing. And then his his bench was stronger than the starting 11. All right, then fine. You don't have the players who you wanted to have, but why was your bench better than your starting 11? I mean, what were you? I just don't understand. I don't understand it. And everybody says Tapa is the coach. He knows what he's doing, but we've been doing the same thing over and over again, and we fail to prepare, and it's kind of like, when you see the comments from the fans, nobody is surprised by the score. You have people asking, Reggae Boy still a player? Reggae Boy still a keep? What is new? So I don't think that we endeared ourselves to the old fans and we didn't bring any new fans over. So it's a big disconnect. And I don't know if rotating the pool like he has been doing is wise. But then again, Tapa is the coach, so we'll see. I wasn't pleased with the performance. Yes, we haven't played for a long time. Some of the players are not fit, but you could say the same thing about Saudi Arabia, and they made the best. Even though we basically gifted them 3 goals, we had 0 shots on target, none.
Yeah.
So I don't even I don't know.
And let's dissect the starting 11 for a little bit there. There's a starting 11. Tapa went with what seems like a 4-1-4-1 formation. So a thing that stood out for me, and there's a lot of caveats with this, with measuring or assessing this team playing Saudi Arabia in this climate. They had COVID tests. There was limited amount of practice time. So if there is ever a time for excuses to be made, surely this is a time. But to that end, I mean, Kevon Lambert started in center back alongside Damian Lowe, and that was a bit interesting to me. Whereas Michael Hector, who have played center back for Fulham, was on the bench. Were you guys perplexed by that decision at all? Junior, I know you're a big fan of Michael Hector.
As Junior boy. I don't know. Maybe Hector was one of those players who just got there. I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't know if him experimenting. I don't know, because that was really that stood out to me, because that's not Lambert's position. And Tapa did say that he had to play a couple of players out of their position, but not when you have the players whose position you're going to put a defensive mid in. So it was a little bit confusing and perplexing. But on top of that too, talk about it. Everybody keeps saying that Jamaica need a 6. To me, I think Jamaica need a 9.5, because there's this disconnect. No, seriously, there's this disconnect between the midfield and the striker. I don't know how they're going to fix it. We still don't find that midfielder. Maybe Ravel is the player that's going to come in and change it, because the 40-something minutes that he got, he actually looked good. Daniel Johnson was good, but he's older. So you're thinking, will he be, one of those players that you take to the World Cup with you? But he was a live wire. He was really better than even some of the younger players. And I'm not going to pick on some players, but you have some players there where the RSPL top goal scorer in want to have beaten with, like a complete and utter stick. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what he does on Tuesday. If he keeps the same lineup, if he tweaks it based on what he saw. But then again, Saudi Arabia's team was pretty banged up. There was people on the sidelines with ice pack on the knee, the arm in a sling. So maybe that will work out to our advantage. Them feel a team of 6.
Yeah, and Junior, you're awfully quiet when we talk about Michael Hector and the entire team. But Ravel Morrison was introduced, Leon Bailey was introduced, Bobby Reed, and of course the second half looked a lot better. So maybe Tapa wanted to get the RSPL players some time on the grass, and subsequently his starting 11 is the big boys, the Ravel Morrison. Were you guys? This has been a long time coming. There's a lot of hype about Ravel Morrison and his potential talent and the impact that he could have on this team. Do you guys see some indication that he's that creative midfielder that this team needs, or is this too early to make such an assessment?
I think it is too early. Ravel is one of those players that have not lived up to his full potential. If we're going to say that he's one of the great footballers out there and whatever, why can't Ravel stay at a big club? Why is he always moving around? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, maybe, because nobody gets rid of an exceptional midfielder, right? So we don't know. We'll see. It started off rocky with Ravel last week. I don't remember who. Someone said that Ravel's off the field persona will not make him like he won't be a staple. It won't be something. He said something about his behavior. So let us see. Let us see. He did look good. Daniel Johnson looked good. And as BM said, the same thing my mother said, he was playing as a defensive midfielder and he's an attacking midfielder. So I don't know what Tapa did. And to be fair though, and we would not know this, but would it have made a difference if he had started his strong 11? I mean, would we be up 3-0 and then he would toss in the RS player to give them some time and then the work on the back end? But he just did it opposite. And you're like, we just don't understand. And it's true.
Yeah, but it's my overall assessment.
So BM says, BM said, you are the one. BM says, I told you guys before, Ravel is not the answer to our problem.
people,
go ahead, Junior.
Everybody that's listening out there, to quote the great Aaron Rodgers, relax. It is one game.
Yes.
You are playing in a practice game. We see all the Instagram posts about who no reach yet, 4 days take for travel, this and that. We hear rumors about who wanna fly first class and have to fly business class. We hear all of these things that are happening, and they have to turn around and play in a football game. Relax. It's one game. For me, that's why I open my saying, it is a revolving door. If this team is a team that you want to carry to make us try to get to the World Cup, use this team. Let us judge this team after they need at least 6 games. At least 6 games playing together. And if we don't have that much time, let's say, all right, today or yesterday they got run off the field, right? Saturday, based on the scoreline, based on the playing, they look disjointed.
Yes.
Tuesday, how are they going to look Tuesday?
Yes.
If they do not look like they make any steps forward, then we'll have to ask some question. If yesterday they can't complete 3 passes together, Tuesday them better complete 5 passes together.
Yeah.
Because just off being around each other, the chemistry should build. I don't expect if you beat Saudi Arabia, and if you beat Saudi Arabia, that's fine. But as for the playing out of position, guys, everybody that's listening, coaches in practice games, they try to mimic situations, and I am going to give Tapa the benefit of the doubt. When you watch the all-time FIFA practice dates, when World Cup teams get ready for World Cup games, they generally schedule practice games against teams that they're going to face in their opening round to mimic their situation. I am going to give Tapa the benefit of the doubt. When he played 4-1-4-1, he's cutting the field in segments. Let me see how the defenders play together. Let me see who can marshal the middle of the field, make him a defensive midfielder. I put my 4 midfielders across. Let me see how you guys play together. And then we implement a system. We have to reserve judgment when the games count. And for what Cameron said about the ranking, I completely agree. And you're playing Russian roulette. All right, but that's for the first game. But the rankings don't come out today. So if Jamaica beat Saudi Arabia Tuesday, they should not drop from 50 because you come out of the international break even. Spain just draw with the idiot side 1-1. Was Spain going to drop to 30?
Beat them more. No, beat them by more than 3-0. But remember, Saudi Arabia is in the 60s. So it affects our ranking. And that's my thing too.
True.
This was important. Listen, if we want a friendly game, we play a friendly game. I don't know when. But when you want the ranking, you're trying to get these players jobs, because that's what he's doing, trying to get them jobs with caps and whatever. It's important. So we now say, yes, you're not supposed to cut up the field in segments, but why was your bench stronger than your starting 11?
Come on.
Did you underestimate Saudi Arabia?
No, I can answer that question for you. That's an easy answer.
Well,
Fulham link GFF as much as we want to laugh after Michael Hector. Fulham link GFF and say, listen, man, all of these players blowing hamstrings. If you want Michael Hector in the future, you have to get 72 hours rest. It is what it is. And we're talking business of football.
Assuming that Michael Hector just reach. Him just reach?
But I don't know. I don't know what is the agreement with the club. Suppose the club say the baller, we will release the baller, but it only have to play 20 minutes over 2 games. Me and you know so that happen. We know that. There are clubs that put, especially when they have the upper hand. And not you, come on, not you, Benton, not our lovely football family members. But in general, we need to stop thinking of Jamaica like we are Brazil. We are not a good football team. We are trying
I take offense to that comment.
Football team. I very much so. Saudi Arabia was not better than us. Saudi Arabia was not 3-0. We gifted them 3. And that's my thing. Listen, them somewhere happen. Because we see the team beat up big team. We see Argentina get whooped, Peru get whooped, Brazil get beaten, Germany get beaten, right? We understand all of that. But what we're saying is this. Your bench can't stand on a starting 11 when you have something as the rankings that's important that you need to keep, to safeguard. That's the first thing. Second of all, right? If Michael Hector has not been playing in the game, he has not been in the 18 for his club anyway.
Yeah, he's been on the bench.
This is where we're going bloody some players. You're bringing 2 defenders from RSPL as well. If you are going to protect Fulham's prized possession, and him can't get prize if him don't in the 18.
Maybe Fulham is trying to get rid of him.
You're bringing 2 players from USA, and that's what I'm trying to say. So Tapa can't ball no, but him not have them play and not have whatever player. There are plethora of players out there that he could have gotten. As they say, Dan Kelly might all, but Dan Kelly scored. Nico Brett was playing well. Canada Forbes is the assist king. I just don't understand. I am of the belief that, and this is it, and they might take offense. I am of the belief that the JFF don't tapper the coach and his scouting squad or whatever, don't watch players who are playing or are in form. I just believe that I'm just have a pull a player and just pick because I'm gut or when feel like.
Okay.
Because there's no way on earth you can have some players in the USL who just complete a season, who score goals, play well, and yet you pick the players who have not kicked a ball from March. And it showed. Lamar Walker is an outstanding schoolboy football. But yesterday he looked like a schoolboy footballer. And it's not to blame him. But he has not been playing. So Juna, I just don't get it. This is not no camp and a local team. You can't fly all the way to Saudi Arabia just to get your ass whooped. Or
language.
Your butt whooped. So on your way to Saudi Arabia, you're like, okay, where else go? I'm not gonna see the sections on my squad. If defense could, that's not. I just don't get it.
Come on. What is the goal of a? All right, no, that's a rhetorical question. So what I'm hearing from you then is Jamaica is trying to balance multiple things. They're trying to maintain their ranking. They're trying to get a better team, and them trying to make it to the World Cup. Let me just be blunt, fair, and honest. We're not going to the World Cup like that, and that's why Jamaica has not been to the World Cup since 1998. That is just the fact.
But the new format, I can make me scrape through. So watch it, Junior.
Scrape through where?
Yeah, the new format should be more advantageous for Jamaica, right?
Because Junior, take them out of my team here. As much as I trust them, they're my team.
No, we need to be realistic. The new format, no, all right, it is disrespectful to your opponent for we to sit here and try to sell to other Jamaicans that a revolving door, bringing in Dan Kelly that has no chance of playing in the World Cup qualification. Because we are going to play him in a practice game while you have America playing against Wales with a bunch of young players that in the next couple of years, they are going to be world beaters. It is disrespectful to those teams. And we forgot to tell Jamaicans. So we are going to bring in somebody, come on, we're not playing football in the next year and a half. And then 2 years from now, when you are playing your team 2 years straight, we are going to put you, somebody could you be 40, and we will be competitive against you. We cannot even beat Haiti like that. If Haiti if Haiti uses their standard level for the next 2 years, we have zero chance of beating Haiti with that formula. It never worked, ever.
So what is our identity? Because if you look at Panama and Costa Rica, I mean, you know, them dipping. They have their dips, them hills and them valleys. But if you look at the Panama and the Costa Rica model, you realize that they bring the youth with them, because there are some players who may not play U17 who consistently represent Panama. Remember when them two little between them would have never whatever them come through. Same thing with them. We don't have that. And
no, when you answer one question.
Yes, so I said we don't have that. But so I said, what is our as fans of the team? Are we not supposed to vent? Like, say, what are we supposed to do?
So my assessment, and we need to put a bow on this, but my assessment is, it's both arguments or both points are accurate in my assessment. I think it's one game. They haven't played in months. Yes, there's questions to be asked of Tapa about why does he have his theoretically strongest starting 11 on the bench. He did say in the pre-match press conference on Friday or Thursday, when he spoke to Ian Burnett, he said, you know, with the many negativities or many negative issues surrounding the team, he's not really making a broad standing or broad assessment of this team in the first encounter. So he wanted to get players some minutes. I thought Lamar Walker playing it right behind Malcolm was out of position. I think he's better served on that left side where Norman Campbell is. But it's one game. You know, Kevin Lambert, it's so unfortunate that he gets his first call up right and had to go in and play center back. But I think Tapa is also trying to evaluate where he can slide people in with of course, with many COVID tests.
Them natural position.
With COVID tests.
Them in their natural position.
Yes.
Kevin, that is why Kevin Lambert is one of the first players that Phoenix re-signs all the time. And they talk about him all the time. We can't always talk about USL is Bush League, but they play and excel in the league that they're playing in. If he was not doing well in the Bush League, we could have said whatever. Play him in his position where you can get the best out of him.
Yes.
Simple. And Kevin Lambert, honey, every time Mr. Talk some more, you know, me need to eat up some porridge, Papa, because I'm managing to buy you off of the ball.
And the next matchup takes place on Tuesday. 11:30 a.m., same stadium. We'll see if we'll get a more effective matchup. Like you said, come on. There's a lot of things that they have to balance here. They have to balance the ranking. The ranking is a critical component for them in terms of trying to get players' job. So we'll watch and see. And let's see. Our next round of COVID test results will be available on Monday. So if any player or players test positive on Monday when this next round of COVID test comes available, they won't be available for this match on Tuesday. So it's a lot to digest in the climate of trying to play this game. But I'm not reading too much into this game.
No, and I think if I think they're saying that Shamar Nichols is one of those players and Junior one of those players with the COVID issue.
Yeah.
And I think that that's just attacking, power for us. If the test come back negative for them, or then they were just being rested, I think we would do better. At least Shamar Nicholson would have a shot on target. At least one. Make it so lopsided.
I,
So so Junior is right. It has not, blow a gasket for the first game. Choose the game now. We can say if you do the same foolishness and we're like, Tupper, what are you doing? So
I don't. I'd be surprised if Jamaica draw the game.
why
oh,
not? The Saudi Arabia guy then bang up. See everybody bang up have some injury or whatever.
I know business. The
What a
team,
business.
the
Are you
team,
serious? Sir?
the team is not ready. We're not ready for
yeah, they haven't
anything.
played many. So let's see. I mean, ultimately, COVID, the amount of COVID, the verdict on the COVID test on Monday will have an implication on what starting 11 he can put out in the game on Tuesday, and the same thing for Saudi Arabia also. I'm just happy to see them back on the grass playing football. They need more matches to prepare for World Cup qualifier, which is fast coming fast into next year.
Hey, one last comment. I want everybody to understand because for all the time we've been doing ball chat, I've been crying for practice games. I hope you guys do realize with the history of JFF, when we had the old FIFA international date schedules, Jamaica wasn't playing practice games. So that team that you saw, that squad that you saw playing yesterday, more unlikely would have been the squad playing in your first World Cup qualifier. More unlikely that would have been the team that you bring to Costa Rica or you bring to the United States of America or Mexico. In other words, we need more practice games. It's just that simple.
Yes. More minutes on the grass is very helpful. All right, and just to remind football families, the Reggae Boys, the beloved Reggae Boys, will play Tuesday, November 17th, against Saudi Arabia, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check it out on YouTube. You can find a YouTube channel somewhere to watch it.
I'm pretty sure Flow Sports is carrying it in Jamaica. I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure. All right, stepping away from the Reggae Boys, let's discuss some other games that took place this week. UEFA Nations League matches was kind of some of the key matches on the international break. France made it to the UEFA Nations League final by defeating Portugal 1-0. Portugal is the defending champion. And just to remind our listeners, the winners of League A, each of League A groups will make it into next year's final. Your thoughts on France defeating Portugal, and England is officially out of making it into that final as they lost to Belgium 2-0 in a just concluded game. Come on.
I'm so happy for my baller Kante. Live wire as usual. I was so impressed by Cristiano Ronaldo. I talked about it yesterday. For an old man, that man is so fit, and he puts his body in every challenge. He was heading the ball, running up the post. So I was impressed by him. The game was pretty much boring, really and truly. So not much to talk about, but I am happy that my baller Kante scored.
Junior, your quick assessment. Moving away, I know Cristiano Ronaldo is your baller. Fernando Santos, Portugal's manager, said he didn't know what happened in the first half. They just ran into probably somewhat of a juggernaut in this French team. Your assessment?
I honestly, I'll be honest with you. The nation, I don't care about them. All I want to see is the team getting ready for World Cup, getting ready for the European Championship. So what I saw is a Portuguese team that is very top heavy. France is just France. I mean, when France put them head down and said, we're going to shut you out the game, they are going to shut you out the game. I agree with Cameron. Ronaldo, even coming off COVID, of his COVID illness,
He's
showed that
been
he can
over
bounce
COVID
back.
for weeks now, Junior.
You have people coming off COVID and still cannot breathe. Let the goat be the goat. We don't deal with Argentinian goat like that. Nobody try curry my goat. Love my goat alone, yeah? Anyway. So
Yeah.
honestly, I think the issue with Portugal though is they are very reliant on a man that can break down any minute
Yeah,
now, which
yeah, he's
is concerning. But João Felix is there, Bruno is there. We will see. But that's my assessment is there are two very good teams. They expected to go far in the European Championship. World Cup, I don't know, but European Champ, yeah, definitely.
Um, so, and in another big game that just concluded within the hour, England lost to Belgium 2-0. England is now officially out of qualifying for the Nations League final. The thing that was curious to me, Jadon Sancho did not start. Was that a bit confusing to you guys?
Yeah, I was wondering why he was not on the pitch. What a game boring, man. Mercy. Hey, the most exciting part of the game was when Lukaku run back and cleared the ball off of the line.
That was a
With the
good
header.
header
That was
by Lukaku.
spectacular.
Yeah.
But the free kick was good too. Pickford is everybody beating sticky, man.
Yes.
But a game boring, sure. But was nothing to talk about. Jack Grealish continues to be the most foul player on the pitch whenever. Is that because he holds the ball too much, or
Exactly.
everybody seems? Yeah, he holds the ball too much. It's
That's it.
it's like a Jonah Flemings. Hold the ball too long, always get fouled.
Go
He
easy
always
with
get
it.
fouled. But I'm kind of happy to see Jack Grealish start, and happy to see him kind of excel. But yeah, man, England for go home, man.
Yeah, it was a bit weird. I mean, I think there was some criticism of Southgate, his ability to try to squeeze Grealish and Mason Mount into the same starting 11. It seems like he had both of them sitting behind Kane. Um, I was just
Never work.
yeah,
It
it
did
just
not
didn't.
work.
Yeah, it just didn't. That formation didn't work. Um, Belgium is not officially through to the Nations League final yet. They still have to play Denmark. They'll play Denmark coming up this week, and the winner of that game will make it into the Nations League in the UEFA Nations League final with France. Another big game coming up. Germany versus Spain will play to decide their group winner. Germany just looks like on another level. I mean, your thoughts, Timo Werner and Leroy Sané seems to be enjoying his football again. They won 3-1 against Ukraine after going behind.
Yeah, that was a lively match. I enjoyed that match.
And Sergio Ramos missed 2 penalties. What kind of penalty kick is that?
Hey, look here now, and it's so and it was just so funny because that goalkeeper has never saved a PK in an international match before. So for him to save two in one game from one of the best PK takers, but I think they were awful PKs. Let's just put it out there. But that was I was okay with that scoreline. 1-1 was good for me.
Let's try to touch some of the chat comments. El Pistolero says it's expected. Big up family that Sancho didn't start. He started in the other game, and in terms of the previous game that they started. I mean, but this was essentially a must-win game for them, right? El Pistolero, so you want to go to bat with your most explosive players running at that Belgian defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
El Pistolero says, as it relates to Jamaica, your brain don't leave you when playing football. Fitness does. Jamaica didn't have any brain yesterday. I will not touch that one with a fine tooth comb.
Well, you're not a brain surgeon?
No, I will not touch that one. All right. And so do you guys expect Germany, in terms of Germany versus Spain, you expect Germany to beat Spain and make it through to the Nations League final?
Yeah, Germany playing like a well-oiled machine. They were more consistent in terms of the all-round play versus Spain. They were like little spurts, and then they start and they stop so I don't know what's going on with Spain. Morata man. But anyways, Germany I do it.
Yeah, Germany. Junior, your thoughts?
Germany is too good to be true. And I think if I was a betting man, I would bet on Spain. It just feels like they have to win the game, and nothing in football, like come on always say the ball is round. There's nothing more wrong than something that look the most right. And I'm going to bet on Spain just because Ramos had the two missed penalties. They had the draw. They are going to be more motivated. German players, they might play like machines, but they are humans too. They expect to walk on the field and win. So let's see. I think it'll be closer than the experts think, and I am picking Spain to nip it through, and I'm not a Spain fan.
Yeah, and the next group, Italy seems to be in pole position. They defeated Poland 2-0. Poland got a red card. Italy will play Bosnia-Herzegovina in the next round of matches. But interestingly, since Frank de Boer has taken over at Netherlands, who is in the same group with Italy, it seems like Netherlands is somewhat sputtering there. You don't expect Italy to mess this up to try to make it to the next year's Nations League final, right?
The ball is round, anything possible. So, I don't know.
All right. Before we head to try to preview and as club football return next week, I want to quickly get your thoughts on Wales versus the USA. Junior alluded to it earlier as a young outfit, but were you impressed with this USA team, Gio Reyna and the likes? These are players that we will see as a Jamaican team in the World Cup qualifier. You think there's just too much expectation on this young outfit?
What a game, boring.
Again with the boring game,
yes,
come on.
Man, I can't. Sometimes I need Premier League for start back. Madness is. But listen, I don't see, just like how I don't see the hype. It's my team in paper, Pulisic.
Yes.
I see them rate him tremendously. I think Pulisic is an okay baller. But it's like them worship the ground when walk on, and I just don't see it. It's the same thing with Des. Him kick the ball. Ooh, Des just kick the ball. Him pass the ball. Ooh, Des just pass the ball. I'm like, and he was like, what is this? I just think they're too much, and I want somebody to hold them and give them 12.
Okay, Junior. Okay, that's not gonna happen.
Come on, let me tell you something. And I don't like the U.S. national team. I never liked them. I hated them.
Those are the views of Junior Pringle to our U.S. listeners. Those are
the views of everybody that like ball chatter from the Caribbean. We don't like the U.S. national team. We like Mexico. We run with Mexico, but not America. But fun and joke aside, though, is this team is what Jurgen Klinsmann brought to the United States men's national team. This is a derivative of Jurgen Klinsmann changing the ship of United States from being this pragmatic, kick the ball down the wing and beat up everybody. This team is the team Jurgen would have loved to coach. And with that being said, US and Mexico are going to be head and shoulders over the whole of CONCACAF coming to the World Cup qualifiers. Because before, the US always have rugged players that they try to teach some skill. Now they have skillful players that they have to make bigger, faster, stronger. This is the United States of America with the best technology. I'm not going to say drugs and steroids, but the best technology. They know how to make players bigger, faster, stronger. So if I give you Gio Reyna that comes to the US pre-World Cup qualifier camp, I give you Pulisic come to the pre-World Cup qualifier camp. After playing in Europe, I give you Des, however I want to name. After playing, I give him Messi the ball. And you come to pre-World Cup qualifier camp and get bigger, stronger, faster. This team, mark my words, in the next 2 years, if Mexico don't get younger, this team is going to be the best team in CONCACAF, and they are going to go far in the World Cup. They are that talented.
Look here, but all I know, you said bigger, stronger, faster.
Yeah.
That, I never hear you say better. Did I hear you say better?
They don't have to be better.
Because guess what? Jose Altidore is bigger, stronger, faster, and I'm still ordinary.
Come on.
And play Europe.
Come on. Jose Altidore was bigger, born bigger, faster, stronger, but not skillful. And the US does not enhance skill. This is different. They are getting skillful players. that they are now going to make stronger. They perfect making players stronger. When you see the U.S. women's national team, those women just look bigger, faster, stronger. It's technology. It's the food that them eat. And now you're going to feed these skillful European ballers the American food. Trust me, they're going to be dangerous.
Yeah, and to be fair, as we wrap up a review of some of the major international games that took place, I don't know if they're going to be dangerous, Junior, but I do agree that the talent is there. I think they definitely have an abundance of talent. The elephant in the room for me is Greg Berhalter's ability to manage and essentially mold this into a very efficient, very well-oiled, effective machine. And the jury's out on Greg. Can he make this team into something exceptional? But they do have the talent. I'm impressed with Gio Reyna, Christian Pulisic, and the like. I'm not sure about Serginho Dest yet.
Benta, one quick thing. Berhalter don't have to make the team better.
Yes.
Berhalter just have to make the players like each other.
Okay.
And he's a players. No, you don't have to do anything with these talented players, but make them like each other and work for each other.
Okay.
He doesn't have to implement a system. The system is already there. You have talented players. This is CONCACAF we're talking about now. We're not talking about UEFA. We're not talking about CONMEBOL. This is CONCACAF. You are naturally better than the teams you're playing against. 95% of the teams.
Yes, the competition is not very.
Just like each other. Yeah. Gio Reyna, like Pulisic, and the team will play better. Yeah. It's just that simple. So Berhalter don't have to be a football coach. He needs to be a man manager.
Yeah.
And I think he can do that.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Wrapping up in international games, Mexico defeated South Korea in probably one of the most entertaining games of the week. It was very attractive football. South Korea with Heung-min Son took the lead, but Mexico was able to come back. I think that game ended 3-2 in favor of Mexico. Quickly before we get ready to set up EPL games coming down as EPL football returns next weekend, the Women's Super League, quickly, the Manchester Derby took place. We want to hear your thoughts on this game. The game ended 2-2 between Manchester United and Manchester City. Come on, my baller, Rose Lavelle, I want bench. What's going on?
Rose not ready for this yet.
Are you kidding me? Rose Lavelle is not ready?
She need, no. I said for this yet. She needs some time to adjust. I mean, we're not there in training with Darcy. Listen, Rose beat up the people in the US. She got work out. She did well. We don't know the rigors at the English football. So maybe she just needs time to adjust. Just relax, calm down. The Man U game and Man City game was good. I thought it was over, but then Manchester United back with, a good thing. Can we get some good commentators?
Yeah, the commentators were bad.
But from mute.
Yes,
that's how bad it was. Today's was better though. Arsenal versus Chelsea. Did you watch that one?
Yes.
I thought it was over for Chelsea, but that fluke buck-up goal in the 90th minute was really, something that helped us. But we need better commentators for the English women's game.
Yes.
And maybe that will attract more people because it was just flat.
Junior, the commentator.
I actually enjoyed the two games.
Yeah, I enjoy the games, but I think the commentators, rather than being enthusiastic about the game, were giving analysis and comparing it to the men's game.
Those dum-dums.
Junior?
Those dum-dums that they call commentators, and I am an equal opportunity name caller. So it's male or female, handicap or regular. Those dum-dums that you guys sat there and envisioned that nobody's watching the game. And you had a perfect game, 2 perfect games to win fans on TV, and you dum-dums just thought that, oh no, nobody's watching the game. We just gonna collect our checks and go home. We rich for no reason. Get off the TV, man. Get some better. Bring Charlie from the pub and Laurie from the pub. That's and crack peanuts together and drink beer and let them commentate the game. We'll have a better thing. But I gotta say this though. I'm switching to Manchester United Junior now. Dirty Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Look at Casey Stoney. She is a coach. Female or not. She is a coach. Manchester United were down. And she sat on the bench. She gave the stoic look after the second goal. And we knew the hair dryer treatment was given because as soon as the girls came out, I said to myself, wow, they must have taken a shower and washed them hair because everybody here looks slick back. And somebody said, don't even take a shower. I cuss them, get cussed out. And the first 5 minutes, the game switched. Idiot Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Look at Casey Stoney. That is a coach. I am now planting my Manchester United flag. I am back because of Casey Stoney and the women's team. I don't care about the men's team anymore. I am a Manchester United women's fan for life.
Junior never left.
Junior needs some ginger tea. Something going over there.
But yes, and as we move away and get ready to set up some Premier League games, the big games coming up this weekend and La Liga game. Casey Stoney, definitely the head coach of Manchester United ladies, definitely did an exceptional job. She introduced Henson and Tobin Heath. That goal by Tobin Heath was really exceptional as Manchester United tied the game 2-2.
I put it on James made the biggest difference.
Yes, she was very physical, very physical.
Stupid Ole would have kept on the strikers. Oh, we have a chance to come back now. No, make your big change and change the game. I like her, Casey, I love Casey.
All right, football fan. Let's try to set up some games coming down the pipe let's set up our results from last week. I forgot to put it up. This is where we are in our predictions table. Junior is at the lead. Wait. Hold on. Come on. Are you closer fast? Junior is at the lead with 23 points. Of course, the winner takes a correct score gets 3 points and a correct outcome is 1 point. Let's set up some games coming down this weekend as we have big games coming out. Let me get that up. Prediction. So that's the prediction table. Let's go to results. All right. Monaco versus PSG. I mean, surely this is a foregone conclusion. Right, football family. I mean, Monaco now with Kovac being the manager, they have stability at the helm, but it doesn't make a difference, right? PSG is still PSG. Now, granted, this is after the international break and things does happen, but come on, you know, we all expect PSG to win this game.
Yeah, but they're doing a copy me.
Yeah.
No, I am the leader. You are following the leader.
So the interesting game in Premier League, two big games in the Premier League coming up this weekend: Spurs versus Manchester City. I have that as a victory for Man City. I don't know why, but I'm going out on a ledge here, saying I'm going out on a limb. Said Man City needs to win this game.
A very thin limb.
Yeah. I mean,
Jose is Jose. Jose is back. And you know how long he waited for hold up on Pep and kick him up.
Yeah, but surely, I mean, with form, then this game shouldn't be a tie, right? Spurs should win this game with form, right?
No, but Tottenham
Ake is out. I think Ake sustained a hamstring injury when he played for Belgium the last game.
Yes.
Wasn't that his big sign? And I every week I ask this question. What is Kyle Walker's purpose to the funny England squad? It was like, oh.
I'll tell you what is Kyle Walker's purpose in this Man City team, and if you don't like the answer, you're just gonna have to accept it anyway. Kyle Walker gives Man City's defense or backline speed. He's the fastest guy back there. When they play this high line and the ball loops behind, Kyle Walker is the only person out of Ruben Diaz and Laporte who can recover and don't leave them vulnerable. So I think he serves a purpose. Great. He's not the best.
So that's why I'm always I get the reds, the yellows, the foul them against him because he's wild. I understand it. So he's the Terminator. He's okay.
Yeah,
he
never gives up.
Basically,
he's never gives up on the play.
Yeah, but in fool.
I'm I'm gonna tell you like his teammate at City, Kevin De Bruyne said, to whosoever called him fool to stop this them his player, because Kevin De Bruyne was pretty upset when I think Roy Keane called him stupid. Kevin De Bruyne was very upset, so Kevin De Bruyne is telling you guys to chill out and
We
leave
not
him
care.
alone.
We not care about him neither. Him good.
So I expect Man City to win this game. They have to, if they're going to compete for the title, they have to find a way to beat the Spurs team. Liverpool versus Leicester City, the other big game in EPL. Liverpool is like a hospital infirmary. I mean, if there's any time Leicester City should beat Liverpool is now. Junior, you went out on a limb and you picked them to win this. Why?
That's if not now, then when? This is just the perfect time. Liverpool don't have any defense. Like their whole back line is injured. Your starting back line is injured. Jamie Vardy and company should run ragged. Allison, God go with you. Um,
So Matip is available, right? And Gomez is out for months with injury. So now maybe Klopp will go to Williams and Matip. At Junior, I see your facial expression. The same Williams, who was quite effective in the game that he played, right?
Yo, Jamie Vardy was went like this. If listening to ball chat, I say, who? Yo, coach, we're ready.
Come on, I mean, this is still Liverpool. I mean, Mohamed Salah tested positive for COVID. He's asymptomatic. You know, if he gets a negative test, he can play, but doubt that he'll be available for this game. But they have Diego Jota, Sadio Mane scored for Senegal on this international break. I know Liverpool fans are hoping that he doesn't test positive for COVID. Come on, you've got Liverpool winning this game.
Hey, Liverpool, I think they still have some fight in them. Leicester City is kind of bipolar, and that is the problem. They're not consistent enough for me to say yes, they'll get a positive result. But I see Liverpool eking it out. They need Firmino to step up, and as I said, Jota has been a really big signing for them. So let us see what really happens. But I do think that Liverpool will prevail.
Well, I want. It's too late for me to change, but I really want to change. I really want to change because I
change what? Liverpool?
Yeah, because now they'll be more balanced. To me, and big up to Dalton, because me and Dalton we fight over Liverpool, and I have to prove to Dalton that I don't hate Liverpool.
Yes, you hate Liverpool, Junior. Just
admit it. Yeah, Liverpool, Junior. That's
I don't hate. I don't hate. No, seriously. I hate. I was a Liverpool fan growing up, and then I hated their guts, and now I respect them. But without Salah, now they're going to go to their 4-3-3, and now Jota is going to play on the wing, and Jota is on fire. Without Salah, no Mane can play freely. Nobody can step in the middle and play as a true striker. Beside the ex-Manchester United defender.
Oh,
no.
Will Shaqiri get an opportunity now? Will he get an opportunity?
He should. I mean, he's been one of their better players. So it's all about the availability of Thiago Alcantara, right?
That's a big thing.
They continue to assess whether he's going to be available or not available for that game. But Leicester City is sitting on 18 points, leading the table. Liverpool sitting on 17 points with Spurs. This is a big moment. Liverpool wins this game, for me at least. Another big game, and this game is on Sunday. Liverpool versus Leicester City is on Sunday. Another big game in Europe this coming weekend. Atletico Madrid versus Barcelona. As we pray for Barcelona. Come on.
I'm not praying for Barcelona. I need Atletico Madrid to rip them. I need Suarez to score a hat trick and one. We call it two brace. We call 4 goals a football. Yeah. But I need Atletico Madrid to rip Barcelona apart to make them to say, Coma needs to go because him treat my Messi bad. Is there any way? Barcelona is not the team of old, and I think they have to move away from thinking that Lionel Messi is going to save them all the time. They're not that good. They need to go there and they actually need to do some business in the January transfer window because PK is not cutting it. I'm sorry, Busquets is not cutting it. They need to get players who really are, fit enough to play. And I think Atletico Madrid, even with Joe Felix and whatever, because he had a very good game as well.
Yes.
So I do think that Atletico Madrid will rip Barcelona apart.
Prior to the international break, Barcelona did quite well. Had Messi on the bench. He came on, was very instrumental. Osman Dembele also scored. Is there any way Barcelona can win this game?
The biggest issue is losing Ansu Fati.
Yes, and of course, yes,
I,
Ansu
I,
Fati being
I
injured.
think that's their biggest issue. And is there a way? Yes, there is a way that somebody look at Messi and say you have no chance, and Messi put on the cape one more time.
By
And
the way,
and
what is Felipe Coutinho doing? What is he just chilling?
yo, I think he's having the same problem that Neymar had with Messi.
No,
I think
Neymar didn't have any problems with Messi. Neymar was playing good ball, but
no,
Felipe Coutinho is not even seeing the field. He's not even seeing
no.
the field.
I really think Coutinho is a type of footballer that needs to play in a space where he is the guy. And he's not
Yeah,
going to
but
be at that mark.
he's never played on a pitch. He's not. He listen. Coutinho is good, but Coutinho is not Messi level good.
No,
So
he's not.
I don't think he needs to learn how to coexist with a player that is better than he is. Listen, right now for me, like Coutinho, I go want Everton.
But that
I
is a
go want Everton and call it George.
but come, I agree, but that is what I'm saying. That's the problem with Coutinho. Coutinho,
Mm.
he thinks you have some footballer will just walk on the field and just say, "Yo, I am the number 10. I am the general." And when you step on the field and see a bigger general, you have to say, "Yo, Jano,
Yeah, because look at it. If to me, I think Suarez is one of the best strikers out there. He have a nose for goal or whatever. And if Suarez can coexist with Messi, I think Coutinho can. I think
different."
Coutinho. Well, guess what happened? As long as Messi is the central focus and point on Barcelona, then Coutinho is going to rub the bench.
But
He's
but
going to look like the bench.
but that is the all right. Messi to Suarez is apples to orange. You can't compare that relationship because they have different responsibilities.
Mm.
Coutinho looks at Messi like a peer. You are one of my peers. I am a general that came from Liverpool. It's time for you to go. And he didn't go. At the end of the day, Ansu Fati, Dembele, they look at Messi like he's an icon. So they give him that natural respect. Coutinho
Right.
just look at Messi like, yo, you're an Argentinian general. I am a Brazilian general. We have to go figure this thing out. But the football, the actual physical football don't care. It cannot split in two. It
Right.
cannot split the field in half. And Coutinho just don't have as big a shadow as Messi. And
Yeah,
he
yeah.
So
does
he's
not
so
know.
he's actually cutting off his nose to spite his face.
Exactly. And
Because as long as he thinks like that, and he's not going to get the opportunity.
Soft
I am
soap
curious.
baller.
eh?
Soft soap baller.
True. I can't argue with it. I can't
Soft
argue.
soap baller. All right, let's head home and get yard ballers. AC Milan
Oh, that's
versus.
aren't you going to talk about the Nigeria versus Sierra Leone game?
All right, come on. What would you like to say quickly? Come on. Nigeria was up 4-0. All right, go
It
ahead.
was
Come on.
4-1 at the half, and then Sierra Leone came back and tied it for them. What was the last time they beat them? 1982 or something. It was a good game, an exciting game. I'll buck my toe up on the table because I was jumping. It was good. Better than England versus whoever
Belgium.
them played today. Belgium.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
that was a good game. All right.
Big up Dadal. Big up Dadal. He probably felt some sticks right there when you talk. You're reminding the Niger man about that.
Yeah, but it's funny because Kamwan said she cannot wait for club football to return, but she surely enjoyed the Sierra Leone versus Nigeria matchup. African Nations World qualifiers. Nigeria, I think Iwobi scored what, 2 goals in that game? Come on.
Yeah, and he caused the I think he caused the goal that equalized because he
Yes.
was trying to be messy around the back.
Yeah, so one of the things, before we got to yard ballers, it was good to see Iwobi getting on the score sheet because he needs as much confidence with what's going on with him at Everton. So it was good for him.
Yep. But he actually played like he was a man who's starting and playing and scoring for his club. He had that swagger. He had that confidence about him. He was just controlling the ball. But I think that error that he made kind of messed him up, and then he kind of got timid. But he was just playing really good football.
Yeah, and big up to the big side. Senegal also won as they defeated Guinea-Bissau. Sadio Mane again scored. All right, let's head home to Yard Ballas. Come on. Junior
So
Fleming decided to move on. Wagwan.
I don't know. I don't even want to touch that one. But anyway,
so, so,
so
so, 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 so what we know is that Junior Fleming and is won't be with Phoenix Rising next year.
right.
Yeah.
So the Gleaner put an article that says Junior was released. Junior decided to go on social media and say he was not released. He decided not to accept the option because everybody have an option or a new contract. So, maybe something is in the works. Maybe he was just not comfortable going back to Phoenix. As we said, Junior is an exceptional football player. He will do well. Unfortunately, he wasn't on the pitch on Saturday to kind of showcase his talent because I know, you need the caps and scouts are out there watching. So he
Yes.
needs, if they, and Junior will find a club because he was the leading goal scorer for USL Championship this season. So he should be okay. Khadija Shaw, she scored again and she is now the player of the month. She scored 7 goals in October. So I would be surprised if she does not move on to a bigger and better league. The long-awaited arrival of Ravel Morrison materialized, even though he had the issues with the first class seat. Next time, Ravel upgrade yourself. He looked good
Business
in the
class.
40
Business
minutes.
class.
he but he looked good in his 40 plus minutes on the pitch, and you can see where he will have an impact if Tapa put the pieces around him. Andre Blake is one of the finalists for goalkeeper of the year in MLS. I think there was one goalkeeper who had more clean sheets, but in overall performance, I think Andre Blake has this in the bag because he's very, very good. Mariappa joins Bristol City on a short-term deal until January 21. And all those things, them up options and whatever. Mariappa still has some pep in him step. So I think he will actually, continue with Bristol City.
And I think he has something to offer the reggae boys, though.
I do, but will he be young enough according to Jonah for the World Cup?
Okay.
Hmm. So Corey Burke scored his second goal since returning to Philly and helped Philly to capture the supporter shield along with Andre Blake. I think it's the first trophy in Philly history. So I think that's really good for Corey Burke. Jody Brown and the Seminoles are the ACC champions. Our reggae girl, or baby girl, or princess, Jody Brown, has scored 5 goals this season. So I think she was really instrumental. Her goals are out there. You can see that she has this fire. She has grown. So Jody is really doing well. And FC Cincinnati announced their rostered players, and there was no sign of Darren Mattox on there. So I don't know if Darren, if he's going to go to a different club, but there's nothing about him on the FC Cincinnati website. So, take from that what you will. Another Jamaican that plays for FC Cincinnati, Rashawn Daly, his option was not picked up. I know he was on loan to a USL side last season, so I'm not sure what's the next step for him. So that's my report on my local reggae boy.
Yeah, and come on, as you mentioned, Khadijah Shaw, it would be great to see her move on to a more competitive league or a bigger club for that matter. But one of the things that I'm looking forward to see is when she plays against the big girls, the Leon of the world in that French league. How does she manage against that sort of competition?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I mean, the coach had an interview, and it was very interesting where he says the team depends on Khadija Shaw. And that is good to say, but in a way it's scary because the opposing club now, the opposing coach, knows that everything goes through Khadija. So now she might be double team, triple team. So it's kind of, so we'll definitely see. She has gotten stronger. I think she's smarter on and off the ball because I've watched her games. But it will be interesting to see her really play against the big guys, as you said.
Yeah, so she has to adjust to the new setting. Family, it's time to head home now. Junior, you have anything else to wrap up?
No, just I hope that all the players come back healthy as much as possible. But we're realists here, and we know we're living in a time where some people can be affected by COVID. So hopefully everybody continue to stay safe. Cover yourself, cover your nose, cover your mouth. Protect yourself, people. Protect yourself out there. The COVID is real, and we've been through this now almost a year, and we need to get past this, boy.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
that's it.
All right, football family, you can connect with us on Instagram at Ball Chat Podcast. We're on Twitter at Ball Chat One, Facebook on Ball Chat. You can email us at ballchatpodcast@gmail.com. The audio version will be available on iTunes, Google Play, and Spotify, and coming soon to Amazon Music 24 hours from now. Football family, stay safe. Yo, we're going on the road now, family.
Later.
Let's